the FNS Wrestling Podcast, back with what we're going to call episode 49B, because Dynamite was on Saturday. I, this time, am your host, Jack, and here with me, I guess always as my not co-host, well, kind of my co-host, is my dad named Kevin. Which is not his real name.
It's not Kevin, but welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
We're here again.
Needed intro.
Yep, we finally made it back
Duders.
to the studio after dinner. Your first ever intro sounded good to me. Duders is what we're going with.
Yes, that is what I'm going with.
Every time Jack does the intro, it's going to be...
Which will be not very much.
Why not? You didn't like it?
No, I just don't think I'll need too much. Oh. I can if you want.
Yeah, sometimes. Why not? If ever you want to, go ahead.
If you duders want to see me do the intro more,
let us
know.
So yeah, we came back down to talk about Dynamite that was on last night. So I don't know.
We finished like half of it. No, less than half. About half this morning.
That's right.
So
we
a little fresh in the mind, which is good.
Somebody stopped by to chat out in the street for a bit, so that delayed our start time, and then we got tired, and Jack was the one taking detailed notes, so we decided to just pause it.
3 matches.
And finish it this morning.
And I'll say now, note credits to Hamilton from 411 Mania.
Yeah, you borrowed a couple match notes from him.
TGR was
because our buddy
unavailable.
John wasn't up yet, but that's okay. He's
okay.
Still our first choice when he's available.
He is always the first choice.
I don't know what was new today. Super hot day when the sun came out, especially, So you had a friend over to swim outside and hang out outside for a bit, so that was good. We can actually interact with other people a little bit now, so that's fun.
Yep.
And I don't know, we should probably get talking about this. What do you think?
No?
We're going to anyway, so here we go with the June 26th, my dad, your grandpa's birthday edition of AEW Dynamite.
Yeah. So we start with they did the intro and whatever. It's not one of the pre-intro things.
No, there wasn't.
It's right after the intro.
Yep.
It's basically Sammy Guevara's coming in. I'm pretty sure he had luggage. If he didn't, that's illegal. It's one of the earlier today segments. Oh wait, it's not NXT.
I was gonna say.
Well, it's a wrestling parking lot.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
I think the laws apply.
It should just be a wrestling trope in general, not just NXT.
Right. If it's just NXT.
If you're not in a vehicle, you best have a piece of luggage with you.
Right. I think a championship could count.
And that luggage could have saved him. Who knows?
That's
in
true.
this case.
Mm-hmm.
Could have used it.
Although he did get attacked by Sean Spears,
I
so maybe he didn't have luggage. Maybe he had it coming.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's why. If you don't bring luggage,
you better expect to get attacked.
Hit with a chair.
You better be ready to defend yourself.
So I think what we figured out here is it's Sammy's fault. This attack is his own fault.
I mean, we need to watch again to see if he had luggage, but if he didn't have luggage, Sammy, you brought this on yourself.
Should have known better.
Yeah, you should have known better.
So who hit him with a chair? I don't even know if you said that yet.
The chairman.
The chairman, that is correct.
Sean Spears. He hit him with the chair, says compliments of MJF, and sarcastically wishes him luck next week.
Right. So I didn't have much. It was fine, I guess. I don't know. Quick way to start the show. It was really fast.
Swear to God, if he did not have luggage,
Sammy Guevara's getting some
attention.
Sammy Guevara's getting some attention. It feels like they're trying to build him a little bit with this storyline right now, which is fine by me. Yeah, could be.
I kind of want him to lose.
We'll see.
And our opener is... I'm not going to call him that. Will Hobbs.
Powerhouse.
Hobbs versus Hangman Adam Page.
That is correct.
Who's popular.
And Taz tells us on commentary that they're so confident in Hobbs, there will be no Team Taz members accompanying him tonight.
Which, that's lie.
Well, they didn't accompany him. That is true.
No, but the reasoning is lie.
Oh, okay.
It is very lie.
Yeah.
Holds and counters a little bit. Shoulder tackle by Hobbs, corner shoulder blocks by Hobbs.
Really hot crowd to start, I made a note of, right? Like, I'm still really enjoying seeing fans, and they're really excited. And
they love Hangman.
The venue looks awesome. I just showed you a picture somebody posted of
Who doesn't love Hangman? Yeah, especially once it got like
the sun's going down or whatever.
Between light and dark.
Yeah, dusk?
Yes,
that's
dusk.
the word. It's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, Hangman's a popular duder.
He is.
Corner forearms by Hangman as he kind of turns it around. An up kick when Hobbs goes for a back body drop, because nobody can't not do that. So
yes, of course.
Clotheslines by Hangman don't take down Hobbs because he is large.
He is a hoss.
Hobbs rolls out to avoid buckshot, but it was just a fake by Hangman.
Right.
Clothesline to the back of the head by Hobbs. Hobbs removes the barricade sheet or whatever.
Oh yeah, he tangled him up in it a little bit there.
And uses it to target the arm.
Right.
Arm hold on the ropes by Hobbs, back in the ring. Suplex by Hobbs and a kind of just from a standing position, a falling headbutt.
Yep.
Hangman gets feet up on Hobbs' Vader bomb attempt. Hangman goes for corner punches, but is pushed off by Hobbs, and he just backflips out like a freaking show off.
Yeah, that was cool.
And gets sent shoulder first in the ring post.
Yeah, so his backflip had little effect because he ended up just getting rammed in the ring post. Right. But it looked cool before that, for sure.
He almost didn't get it.
Yeah.
Hobbs pulls Hangman shoulder first in the post multiple times, like kind of on the outside. They're on opposite sides of the corner. Hobbs gets sent in the post himself. So comeuppance, I guess. Boot. Trio of boots by Hangman, which found their mark pretty well, I'll say.
Yep.
Hangman lowbirds Hobbs, who lands on the apron, and he hits his signature springboard clothesline, followed by the slingshot plancha. And back in the ring with Hobbs standing, moonsault, a very beautiful, big, flippy moonsault by Hangman for 2. Just a very elegant looking moonsault.
It is. He's a very graceful fellow.
Yes. Clothesline by Hobbs, a body slam by Hobbs with Hangman's arm behind his back, which that's pretty
a nice
cool.
touch, yep.
Yeah, simple way.
Of course.
Hobbs misses a diving headbutt and a discus clothesline for 2 by Hangman. Hangman attempts the Deadeye, but can't get him up. Boot to the arm and a cross body by Hobbs for 2. And Hook and Starks, there they are, come out with the FTW title.
Yep.
And Brian Cage stops the interference.
Right.
He kind of takes them, chases
Manhandles Starks a little bit, which made me nervous. Man's supposed to have a broken neck or whatever, right?
I think they would have cleared it.
Well, of course they would have. He's not doing anything he's not allowed to do. I was just surprised that he can.
Right.
Because he kind of pulled his jacket up over his head or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't any major bump or anything, but I was thought it was surprising.
Spinebuster by Hobbs, which is a pretty sweet counter to the buckshot.
It really was. He just caught him and spinebustered him.
Some rolling elbows, aka discus forearms by Hangman, and a German suplex by Hangman. And he hits the Deadeye as the arm targeting by Hobbs was to prevent the buckshot,
exactly.
The effectiveness of the buckshot. So Hangman, being the smarty, hitting the Deadeye, which is that kind of pile driver-like move.
Yeah, hanging over his back. Yeah.
Yeah. And he picks up the win.
I really like this match. It wasn't fast by AEW standards, right? But I don't think Hobbs needs to be. I really liked, he was like a methodical attack on Page's arm, and he kind of varied the stuff he was doing to his arm too. The one point where he kind of wrapped it around the barricade and kicked his arm, I thought looked really good. So his attack on the arm made sense, and then he mixed in some pretty cool looking power moves, I thought. And I don't know if it's just him benefiting from feeding off of a live crowd, but I thought he was way more believable as a heel, and I thought his facial expressions and interactions with the fans at ringside were really helpful. I feel like this was his best sort of heel performance that he's had. Page did an awesome job selling, which helps Hobbs as well, obviously, and he really did his best to make Hobbs look good. I think he was successful. Not being able to use the buckshot for the win and having to use something else kind of makes Hobbs look good because his strategy almost worked right. And then Page also looks smart for finding a way to win when his buckshot arm... buckshot arm, has been targeted, and he can't really...
That'd be funny if he calls it the buckshot.
Can't really use it. So I really thought this was an excellent opener, and I off the top of my head, trademark us, it is... my favorite Hobbs match, I think, I want to say. But anyways, what did you think?
I mean, I don't think he's had many.
No, he hasn't. But I thought he looked really good as just a heel here, kind of toying with Page and just destroying his arm for most of the match. I thought it was good.
Good opener, certainly a hard-hitting one. Hobbs isn't bad, but he's still, new. So, but I thought he looked good here as well.
Yeah.
Working with Hangman definitely helps.
For sure.
His spinebuster was sweet and a great counter to the buckshot. And his targeting of Hangman's arm made sense and made them both look smart at the end because of what you said.
Yep.
Probably Hobbs' best match so far.
I agree.
Which is, I think, a feather in Page's cap, I guess, as well.
Both of them. I think Hobbs looked really good here.
Mm-hmm. Next, we got a package for the Jungle Boy Omega main event tonight. It's just Excalibur speaking on the match, and he talks about how Omega's become pretty unhinged, and he thinks that might give Jungle Boy a bit of an edge. And he talks about the last Saturday Night Dynamite from last year where Brody Lee shocked everyone and he squashed Cody for the TNT title.
Love that match.
Still funny.
R.I.P. Brody Lee. That match was amazing.
That is still funny.
Yep.
And Jungle Boy could be Mr. Saturday Night. I like this. It was just a decent hype builder. And a little tribute to Brody Lee.
I liked it too, but I thought it was going to go longer, right? Or I thought, okay, this is the first chunk of it and they're going to go back to it because it looked like they were going to have a whole bunch of different people talk about, but nope, it was just Excalibur. I still think it was good, and I really liked the point of Brody Lee too, because you're like, oh yeah, That was a surprise. Like, he beat the heck out of Cody, right? Like, that was almost a squash, like an extended squash.
Lee Johnson.
Yeah, it was. So I thought, and they're working really hard to make Jungle Boy sort of look like a contender, which I have no problem with. So I thought this was a good little segment.
Yeah,
I just thought it was like abruptly over. You know what I mean?
But I just think like Omega's like he's in his prime, not like I guess in his prime, like maybe age-wise, but just like with this whole character that he's doing,
it's still not.
I mean, it's a little different than the elite coaching. I know what they're doing. Like it does make sense, right?
They're trying to build Jungle Boy. It's still not the most believable thing in the world, but they're trying hard, which I appreciate.
So next we got a Young Bucks promo, and Matt talks about haters calling them overrated. And he talks about them being the longest reigning AEW tag champs, which I didn't know that. Like, so I guess they beat out Paige and Omega.
Yeah, it was a little same thing. I was kind of like, are they? But why would they say it? But I don't imagine they would just lie. So I think they're
now the two longest reigning tag champs are members of the elite.
Right.
Both teams.
Yep.
And when Color tries to give us the specific day amount, Nick tells him to shut up, which I thought was funny. Matt tells him to list off everyone they've beaten. When Color goes to say SU, Nick shuts him down again.
Yes.
and then Nick says SU, and then and so Nick lists off everyone. Well, Matt says funny kind of one-liners like for SU, he's like see you later. Like for Phoenix, it was like sorry, Migo. Or my favorite one was Packy. He's like the poor bastard.
Yep.
I thought that was really
funny.
The Bucks mock Eddie and Penta because they aren't a real team, which they did do with Kingston Mox.
Yeah.
Which I guess they did win that, so I can't say it's a bad tactic.
Right.
Cutler says a line, I forget what it was, and then the Bucks says they'll take it, so they basically don't tell him to shut up, but they are saying
and he's like fist pumping in the background, which made me laugh because they actually let him say something and they approved of it, so he's like, yes, he's just so excited he actually got to say something.
They say there are EVPs, which is not an executive vice president, it's extremely violent people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good promo. They're excelling just along with Omega in their current roles as these slimy, like just over the top heels. And they can behave like this and get away with it mostly because they can back it up in the ring, right? They are amazing in the ring, so they've kind of earned the right to talk like this, I guess is the point, and earned the money, and they can have these little lackeys that they can just abuse and bring them with them constantly. So I thought this was funny and really good.
I thought this was really good. I liked it. It's quite amusing. The Bucks are so great in this role. I think it'll be great when they're like, it'll be cool when they get their comeuppance.
And whatever Nick's got going on with that jewelry hanging from his hat and his like,
his like
he had a chain going to his hat
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just his face.
They are very, very hateable right now in like a good wrestling way. I think they're excellent right now. And I honestly don't really want to like the Young Bucks. I don't know what it is about them. I'm not seeking to like them, but I do. They're awesome characters right now, and every match is good. So what can I say?
Right. Tully Blanchard and Conan face-to-face thingy thing.
Yep.
Because
face-to-face thingy thing. I think that's what the little note on the bottom third said. Mm-hmm. The thingy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Interview thingy?
I don't know.
Is that better?
Segment? I'm just joking. You call it whatever you
want. Because that's what I wrote, but I didn't.
Oh, you did?
It wasn't really much of an interview.
No, it was a promo segment. Whatever.
So
who cares?
Tully lets Conan speak first, and so there's a line about like relations with sheep, and basically Conan brings up racial profiling and Powerful's upbringing.
Right.
And he tells Tully he needs to learn Spanish if he's going to communicate with his grandkids.
Right, which I was like, yeah,
Tessa's with Daga.
Right.
And they're both like, oh no, it was Tessa? No, she's not.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't know.
Tessa's Tully's daughter. And she married Daga. Okay, carry on.
Blanchard threatens to call out the Pinnacle and Conan, but Conan calls out Powerful first, and they are wearing bandanas over their face, and they have face paint, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Right.
But it's a con. It's FTR, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yep.
And because the Powerful are shown beaten up on the Tron, and FTR reveal themselves and attack Conan with a spike pile driver.
Yeah, they took him right out.
So I thought this was like the segment itself was fine. I thought Conan was better than Tully. Like, I don't even think there was much in the recap about Tully. More Conan. But I really liked when Tully outsmarted Conan because I thought it was really smart, and I just thought that was really cool.
I thought Conan did an awesome job, and I liked that he went back to the previous where FTR were like, we're basically really similar. We both had difficult upbringings. And Conan's kind of like, listen, man.
He's like disproving
there's two different kinds of difficult. You had this kind of difficult, whereas we had like seriously difficult stuff going on. So I thought he was excellent here. I thought Tully was really good as well. I thought Conan outshined him a little bit, and I do like what you said, like he was one step ahead, and Conan thought he was one step ahead the whole way,
which
right?
I also kind of like.
But he actually wasn't, and that's why Tully just stood there and let Conan go off on him, right? Because he knew he was going to get the last laugh, because normally you'd think Tully wouldn't take that. He's this tough guy, whatever. So he kind of let Conan go off because he knew he had people coming, right? So I thought it was a good segment, clever way to have other people sort of add hype to this match too, right? You've got not really the people involved in the match doing much here.
Conan has been around Powerful, LAX, whatever you want to call them, for a while.
Yep.
So this does kind of add some...
Well, even Nate was in the room, your little brother, right? And he was like, well, yeah, he was with LAX when we went to Impact in Toronto.
Right, and Eddie Kingston
back
managed
in the day.
Original LAX.
Exactly. So no, Conan's
Conan's
almost always really good on the mic. He's a very strong performer, so I thought this was good.
Right, yeah, I like this. Next we got Dante Martin versus Matt Sydal. When I saw that this was like going to be on the show, I kind of laughed because this is just not.
Yeah, like, I mean, it could be fun to watch, but there's nothing going on.
Star power, basically, is what I'm saying. Like,
no star power.
Ha 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 ha. So Dante Martin comes in, Vicky basically interrupts. She introduces Andrade for some reason. Sydal interrupts them and then makes his entrance. So.
I do not like her representing Andrade. They could change my mind or something, but I don't.
Based on her promo later, I don't think I like
her over the top sort of comedy stuff, like screaming like that. I don't think goes with Escobar, with Andrade, and the way I want him presented. Right. I don't know. I don't like it so far. We'll see. Right.
So I don't know. That was kind of odd, just because it feels like
interesting fact.
I thought it was gonna be like this is Andrade's first feud. He'll attack Sydal after the match. That was not the case.
Or something. Right. Yeah, there was really nothing other
really
than...
came of that, at least at the moment.
And an interesting fact, they pointed out that Sydal has been wrestling for as long as Dante has been alive. That is crazy. That's right? Because Dante's 20... and he's been wrestling for 20 years.
Right, and Sydal doesn't even seem that old. So
no. I mean, he clearly started really young, too. Probably around the same age as Dante, right? So that's just a really...
We'll say the same thing about Dante Martin at some point.
Really cool thing to see. Right.
Holds encounters a springboard dropkick for 2 by Martin. Headsers takedown by Martin. Jumping heel kick by Sydal. Leg turning and a standing Phoenix senton by Sydal for 2. An interesting leg submission by Sydal, like not quite a figure 4, but like something.
Yeah, you're right.
Martin gets a rope break, a cool fireman's carry slam thing by Martin for 2. I don't know what it was. I don't remember it being given a specific name.
No, I don't think so.
A John McGeary by Martin. Springboard moonsault for 2 by Martin, which for some reason I accidentally, it's like Martin. I have the lowercase m and then capital A for some reason. Diving Meteora by Sydal for 2 as like Martin is seated, which I thought looked pretty nice.
It looked really good, because sometimes I think those look not painful at all, but that one looked pretty good, I thought.
Sunset flip by Dante gets a 2-count big jump on it, and like a flip over stunner, like kind of front flips into a stunner.
I thought that was pretty innovative, right? Like just a front flip into a stunner.
And a pretty sudden end as a roundhouse kick by Sydal after Martin misses a dive, and he hits a lightning spiral, aka the page turner, for the win.
Didn't even get the shooting star or anything.
Airborne.
Whatever you want to call it. I thought the match was fun. I just wish there was any kind of story or anything behind either one of these guys to add a bit more to it. Dante's like really impressive for being 20, right? And Sydal, on the flip side, is pretty amazing for being probably 40 or whatever he is. And I think he fills...
Yeah, like your age.
I'm not a huge fan of him, but he fills a role on this roster, and I think it's nice to see him pick up a win, right? Because I don't think that's going to happen very often for him.
Right, he was fodder for Omega. And...
Right, a few people along the way. So it's nice.
That's the only one I can think of.
There's a few more, I know, because he had a good match with... anyways. So it's nice to see him get a win. Very different style from the opener, right? Which I think is cool, because these are both really fast, flippy guys, and the opener was definitely not.
And I think he's in like a decent role, like even though he lost to Omega, like I love that match.
Yep, right? It was good. That's the thing. He can have really good matches and almost never win.
And it's not like he's dropping out. He's just like he's putting on a good show and then just not winning.
Yep. I think that the length of this match felt right to me. Both guys got to showcase some stuff, and then it was over. Yeah.
It's not like this is the opposite, like a big match, right? Like nothing really.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like it seems like they're just giving Dante some stuff to get experience until the tag team's back together, sort of thing. So I don't know. I thought this was fun, but yeah, definitely not a ton of star power there.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was good, but suffered from a seeming kind of randomness. Like
that's yeah.
Commentary said this is a rematch of a dark match a few weeks ago, but that doesn't help.
Does not help.
That's dark.
Not at all.
The ending was kind of sudden as Martin missed a dive, and Seidel was just like kick, lightning spiral, boom, over.
Yeah.
But I guess like given just this is just a random match, I think the time
kept my interest.
It kind of works.
Yep.
Yeah. Good match, nothing really to it though. Like you know what I mean. Like it was good, but like nothing else really to it.
Right.
Other than good match.
Yep.
Jungle Boy, but not really. Christian interrupts and basically says, Cage says Matt will get his next week after Jungle Boy asks about it and asks how Jungle Boy's feeling. And he basically tells him how he should be feeling. He should be happy he's in the spot. Is that kind of an insult?
No, I think he said you shouldn't just be happy that you're in the spot.
Oh,
you should fight like hell. They want you to just be happy. You shouldn't be, sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that. Cage says Omega is afraid because he knows Jungle Boy's a legitimate threat to his title, and Jungle Boy should shock the world a second time, like he did in the Casino Battle. And he's saying, like, is that kind of an insult? Because he was, like, the last one in there?
I don't know. I don't think he was insulting.
Here. No, I know. But, like, it just, like, the way it kind of sounded.
Yeah, he...
Just because, like... Oh, I was for sure gonna win, but you got
shocked the world because you beat me. Yeah, I guess you're right. He's kind of being jerky there.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to be.
Everyone
but like,
was super surprised you actually beat me somehow.
Right, like, like that. I'm sure that's not like, but you could interpret it as that if you wanted to.
And we'll always look for the worst interpretation of Christian possible.
That is exactly what I will do.
He was good here, but it's almost like he's too polished for me. Like I don't know. It's just like I can't explain it. It's very.
Who, Christian, right?
Yeah, Christian, a little bit.
I just don't like him.
So they really don't want Jungle Boy speaking, obviously, because we cut to a Jungle Boy promo and he doesn't even get to say anything. Like, so
other than thanks, man.
I'm starting to wonder if this is a major limitation for him and maybe could limit his ceiling overall if he doesn't improve drastically, because they are taking steps to make sure he does not speak, right? So
right, like the hype package, it's Excalibur.
Which is somewhat ironic with his father being a somewhat respected actor. I don't think he was too bad. I mean, he was in kind of like a teeny bopper show to start, but I think he did some legit work after that. So it's kind of surprising that it seems like his son has zero acting ability outside of a wrestling ring, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I thought this was fine, but oh, how I would have liked Cage to not be involved.
Right.
He must not be Jungle Boy. I mean, must not be good at promos if he didn't talk in some segment.
Agree.
Go away, Christian. Next we get Mark Sterling and Jade Cargill again.
Smart Mark Sterling, please.
Smart Mark Sterling.
Thank you.
Shop AEW code. They got a shop AEW code. It's that B for 10% off only Jade's 2 shirts.
I like that touch.
I do like that.
Only her stuff.
Cargill said she's one of a kind. She's that bitch. Oh yeah, and like before that, Sterling made the funny one that was like, you could get this crappy Dark Order shirt for full price.
Right.
You could get one of
Jade's 2 shirts for 10% off.
We sold out of the XL, which like he kind of
not a surprise
at wrestling fans.
Yeah, we sold out of the XLs. No surprise, knowing wrestling fans.
So I like this. It was funny, but I think I need them to do something of significance. Like these are good, but I can't just keep saying these are good. And like
I know.
I need something from them.
I like this as well. I think they're getting better together. They're getting some sort of chemistry. They seem to have worked out the ratio of him speaking versus her. Because I think, even though I think she's fine on the mic, I've said it before, she doesn't need to say much. She just seems to basically, I don't know, she seems more comfortable during these spots than when she started. And with that look and her confidence, as long as she keeps developing in the ring, I think they may have a big star on their hands. Like a casual viewer flipping through channels or accidentally seeing this will make note of her, I think, because she just looks that impressive, right? So maybe that's kind of what they're doing. They're still trying to get her ready to go in the ring, but they just want her on TV, because if the people see her, they're going to stop and go, who is this? Like, look at her, right? She looks like an action figure. I think she'll draw people's attention. So I don't know. I like the sort of dynamic that they've kind of worked out with her and Sterling right now. So I like this.
Yeah, I like it, but I don't know. I'm just like, kind of getting sick of it, even though they're still good.
Yeah, it is kind of, they're going back to that well, right, of just her and Mark.
Instead of her
short
like,
little promos.
I need you to press me. It's not like, we have a deal with this thing, and I'm that bitch, and we're gonna blah blah blah, and like it's good. They're funny, but like
move on. You're right, saying right.
I need them to move on or something.
I think that's fair. I'm still okay with it, but I can see what you're saying.
Pinnacle interview. MJF calls Marvez pig vomit,
right,
and they tune in to see MJF. Referring to people like us. MJF says people are mad at him for attacking Jericho and Spears attacking Guevara, and he understands that, but he doesn't get why people are mad about him attacking Dean Malenko. MJF says people should be thanking him because Malenko doesn't belong in wrestling in his condition, referring to him being old and Parkinson's disease, right?
Yep.
Jericho and Hager attack him, and Spears and Wardlow's there as well, I believe. And the brawl goes to the ring, but the Pinnacle take control at the numbers advantage. Tim Guerrero runs out after a decent amount of him not choosing to run out.
Not running out, yeah.
To prevent a chair shot on Jericho's arm. He attacks Wardlow and hits him and Spears with the chair, as MJF is able to escape and run off. Guevara says on Wednesday, everyone will find out that AEW chose the wrong guy to get the mainstream attention.
Right.
It's just to summarize, like, the specifics he gave. And he will show he is the best, and MJF knows it, kind of mocking the catchphrase.
The best
MJF.
ever, I think he said, or something like that. I thought MJF was really good. I liked that he sort of summarized all of the recent actions without making it seem like he was, you know what I mean? When he ran down the things he's done, I thought that was smart, just to remind people like me and others of everything that's gone on. And I laugh every time he calls wrestling fans poors, like, you poors, right? Oh, it gets me every time. Everything after MJF's promo just feels the same for me. And it's weird for me to say that, like, one of my low points on this show is, like, Inner Circle Pinnacle interaction.
Yeah, and I thought it dragged out a bit, in my opinion.
Nothing ever changes. One group attacks the other. Nothing's ever settled. I don't, like, really dislike it. It's just kind of growing a bit stale for me. They really need to just get this moving and over with at this point. And I like that it seems like they're using this feud right now as a vehicle to try and make a star out of Guevara, which I think is a good idea.
Because I think he's going to be.
And if you're going to keep doing this, you better make a new star out of it, right? Like, I don't need Jericho and MJF they're already big time, right? You need to get somebody else over with this program if it's going to go on this long. I think
it's going to be Guevara.
So it looks like
who else would it be,
It looks like that's the plan. Well, you could argue it could be Wardlow, it could be
Spears.
I guess, less so, but maybe. But yeah, I mean...
Hey, don't rip on Ty Dillinger, man.
Good promo by MJF, but the rest is, like, been done.
Yeah, so I thought this was fine, like, as an overall thing. Because I liked MJF's promo. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good. But the brawl was kind of boring and dragged out a little long. And I don't think it needs to go all the way to the ring. Like,
no, me either. Honestly, I might have stopped paying attention and just worked on my notes because it was like, oh, they're brawling again. Here we go, sort of thing, right?
Miro promo.
Yeah.
He thanks God again. He's God's favorite champion. Groan. Miro says Pillman is standing in his path and did not respect him, and they will talk about that on Wednesday. Miro says they both know the bravest thing Pillman did was thinking about attacking him, and the dumbest was actually doing it.
That's kind of funny.
Was a good line.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought this overall was good, but like the whole God stuff, like thanking God for giving him strength.
I'm coming around on it.
I just think it's stupid. Like,
I think it's gonna be like
he's
basically
God's favorite champion.
And like he's sent from God. He's God's chosen champion to I don't know. I think
it's dumb.
I'm coming around on it a little bit. Just like he's that delusional and thinks he's that amazing that he's basically God's chosen champion. And he's
guess, but I don't know. I just think it's like,
I don't know. You don't like it.
Comes off as annoying Christianity.
I don't know. That could be possible, but I'm sort of turning the corner on that, where it's like this is his delusion.
If it's actually that, then I'm fine with it. But the way it seems to be coming off for me,
and he's holding he's got his little chain with the cross just over his hand like that. Like, I don't know. I'm at first I was like, oh really? This is what? But I think it's going to be part of his character that I don't mind. That's him showing how delusional and arrogant he is. That's his choice. So I thought this was a solid, pretty brief, like intimidating promo directed toward Pillman, and Miro's definitely believable in this role as somebody that could just kill everybody, right? So I liked it.
Right. Yeah. So wait, I already said right. My opinion.
Mostly, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like it. You don't like the religious stuff.
I do like it, but I just don't like the religious stuff. If it's what you're saying, I think I can understand that. Like, I like that better.
If you're using that religion to fuel a heel character, I'm probably going to be okay with it.
If it's just religion, then for religion's sake, then I don't like it.
I don't think Miro or AEW would do that, but we'll see.
Ethan Page with Scorpio Sky versus Bear Bronson with the other guy.
Can I just say off the bat, I can't stand the overall presentation of Bear Country, including the name.
Oh, their masks, I've noted, are awful. The entrance masks, they are just ugly.
It doesn't feel like a gimmick for a nationally televised promotion, right? Like, I feel dumb wrestling fan going, oh, they look like indie guys, but they do. They look like indie big men to me. Their presentation, I'm not saying anything about the in-ring stuff yet, just their presentation, it's almost like the opposite of what they're going for. Like, it makes me interested in them less than instead of more, you know what I mean? But anyways, go ahead.
Cheap shot by Page after ref separation, which angers Bronson. Corner punches by Bronson. A back elbow by Bronson. Toe stomps and a mocking bear growl. He was like, rawr, by Page, which I thought was really funny.
He's funny, man.
Yeah. Scoop power slam for 2 by Bronson. Page gets sent off the top turnbuckle twice. He gets, his face hit off of it, is what I mean, and gets knocked off the apron, because it was, from the apron he was getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
Bronson, it's a suicide dive, but Sky sacrifices himself, so Page does not take the hit.
And he timed that well. It looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He really got hit good, too. Page tells the ref Boulder touched him and he kind of distracts the ref as, the ref, I think, checked on Sky.
Yes.
Which I thought was really funny, and then Sky literally helps Page attack Bronson and send him into the barricade.
Right. Which
I thought that was really funny. He's like, he touched me.
Great heel work, right?
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
Yep.
Forearms and a corner splash by Bronson. Clubbing lariat shots by Bronson and a dominator. Bronson misses a running senton. Page fails an Ego's edge attempt and tries a sunset flip, but Bronson just sits down with a bonsai drop move for 2, which looked pretty good.
Yep.
Superplex by Page, a black hole slam for 2 by Bronson. Sky distracts Bronson, but he is taken out by Boulder. But this allows Page to get a low blow, while Bronson, I think, was on the second turnbuckle, and he is able to actually hit him with the Ego's edge for the win.
Yeah.
Sky cuts the promo, he kind of laughs and says, "That's my guy," referring to Page. Page says he's not stupid, and he knows Darby isn't done with him. Page says pinning Darby isn't enough for him, and he says he's been saying he'll be the nail in Darby's coffin. He kind of says that phrase repeatedly.
Yep.
We all know where this is going. He says, why doesn't he put Darby in one, and challenges him to a coffin match at Road Rager.
Coffin match indeed.
Yeah. I thought this was better than I expected when I first saw this. One
of my words is over delivered for this.
I was like, okay, dark match.
Yep.
But I thought Bronson had some good offense, and I thought Page was good and was amusing at times as well. Post match was fine. Page's promo was good. And I thought a strap match and a coffin match on the same show. Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Yeah.
Coffin match is more interesting to me than a...
And, I think this will actually probably be good. It's just, generally, I'm probably, a WWE casket match or whatever. That's what I think when I think of coffin match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wish they could get access to all of the stuff from the indies between Allen and Page and work that into
Evolve?
the build.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait.
I know. Obviously not getting that, right?
And, these guys are good, and I would trust AEW, but, because obviously Darby Allin and Ethan Page is going to be different than QT Marshall and Cody in a strap match.
Well, yeah, and the Darby and Page have a history of just beating the hell out of each other on the indies, right? So they're probably going to go full tilt in this one, and it'll be pretty fun.
I'm probably, it's based on the stipulation as a whole, down coffin match. But when you actually take the time, I think this will probably be good.
I think so too. One of the things I thought was interesting is in reality, Bear Bronson isn't that much bigger than Page. He's probably even shorter than him.
He's just bulkier.
And sure, he's heavier, but he gets to sort of work and be talked about by commentary like he's Mark Henry or something, he's just humongous, and he's not.
He's just kind of bulky, but even then, not a ton.
But they try and sell him as this monster. It's not believable to me. But in ring,
I honestly didn't pick up on that much, but I'll take your word for it.
In ring, this over delivered, I thought. I don't love that Page absolutely needed to cheat so much to win. If he cheated just for the heck of it because he's a heel, I would prefer it. But he actually kind of needed to beat this guy by cheating. I don't think it was bad, but again, same as we just said about the previous match, right? No story behind this whatsoever. Just kind of random guys thrown together here. I
kind of like this better for some reason.
I thought the in-ring work was good, to be honest, and the promo after was good as well. And his intensity, Page's intensity, is awesome when he wants to ratchet it up, right? He can kind of do.
I just because when he kept saying the nail in the coffin over and over, he came across as just a crazy guy.
Yeah, he does. He flips from like intelligent, witty comedian to like crazy, intense person. No problem.
Right, just like, which is like the all ego. Like, I mean, he's really representing the gimmick, which I think I can appreciate.
He's another awesome promo guy that this company's kind of full of them, right? So it really adds to the programming. So I like this overall, right? It over-delivered for me for sure.
Mm-hmm. Next we get Britt Baker, DMD. Baker talks about things she would ask for. Tony Khan, I wrote. Tony Khan, owed her a favor and basically mocks Vicky for asking for a wrestling match and says that's sad, which I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Baker doesn't care who Vicky thinks she is, and she apologizes in advance for the beating next week. And so I thought this was good. I thought it was funny, her rips on Vicky. And so I think, like, if I were Vicky asking for a match, why wouldn't you ask for Rose to get a title match? Because it seems like they're getting a title match anyways, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, it feels like that's already set in stone, and this is just something before we get there, right?
I wish you'd just ask for that favor. So yeah.
I thought it was a good promo by Britt, but the problem is she's the heel, and I agree with pretty much everything she said, right?
They're both kind of the heel.
Vicky and Nyla's part I thought was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, we'll talk about that actually just now.
But was really short and not bad, I guess. I'm not super interested in this match at all.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they're doing their best job at justifying Nyla as a number one contender. It kind of seems out of nowhere, right?
Hold on, I'll actually talk about that one.
What? What do you mean?
Their segment.
Didn't you just talk about it?
Vicky and Nyla.
Oh, you didn't do that part yet?
No.
Sorry, I was worried about the computer glitching on me. Go ahead, sorry.
So yeah, we got that as well. And then if you want, you can talk about this as a whole.
Sorry.
Vicky says that the tag match will be an appetizer, hack, beast, joke, for Rose taking the title, and they're coming for the title at Fyter Fest. She really got specific, night 2.
Right. She knows. She's seen the lineup.
Fyter Fest, night 2. Like,
match 3 in the second hour.
Right, like, Rose says next week they are locked in there with the Beast, but they should beware of the claws of the Cougar.
So bad. So bad.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, that's the part I thought was kind of awkward, right? And
yeah, I thought like Vicky's line, like, that was fine.
Why is Nyla the number one contender?
I don't really like, that, and I don't really like Vicky here, and claws of the Cougar.
I feel like Nyla's racked up wins on the internet somewhere or something, probably, because I don't know what she's done on Dynamite.
No, she threw around burgers. Okay.
I don't think she's bad, and it might be a good match, but I just don't know.
She threw around burgers. I think she earned it.
She did. So I don't know. I imagine Vicky and Nyla win the tag match because I don't think there's any way Nyla wins the one-on-one, right? So it's probably
winning it.
I don't think Vicky. It will be one of those they win despite Vicky, not because of her. I imagine.
Yeah, but just like her winning. Anyway.
It's a way for Nyla to save some face because she's going to lose to Britt, right? I think, but I could be wrong. Maybe
I did not like the Vicky and
no, it was awkward.
Rose won, but Baker was good.
Yep.
Britt Baker.
Yep.
Chris Statlander versus Bunny. I was not looking forward to this.
Star power.
Yep. Great star power here.
Mm-hmm.
So the early going is a little even. Bunny trips Statlander and walks over her, but Statlander comes back with arm drags before she gets slapped. Bunny goes for a crossbody, which is turned into a slam and a suplex from Statlander, who goes for a superplex, but the Bunny slips out and superkicks Statlander to the floor. On the outside, a dropkick takes Statlander into the barrier. Oh yeah, like the shotgun dropkick. Remember, it looked kind of weird.
Yeah.
Then we go into picture-in-picture. Back in the ring, Bunny gets a 2 count as she proceeds to stomp Statlander's hand, with a trip to the corner following as the Bunny prepares for a sliding forearm, which gets her a 2 count. Bunny hits a neck breaker, but that only gets her a 2 count again, and she seems to be getting frustrated. Bunny stretches Statlander with a standing surfboard stretch, then a straitjacket. Statlander flips free before taking a knee strike. Clothesline takes Statlander to the outside, where she catches a rushing Bunny with a scoop slam on the outside.
That looked nice.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Back in the ring, Statlander exchanges shots with the Bunny, then built up with forearms, chops, and Falcon Arrow-like suplex. Not quite a Falcon Arrow, but that gets her a near fall. Another near fall off of a blue thunder bomb for Statlander. She goes up top, only to get caught with a German suplex at the corner, which gets the Bunny a near fall. Blade pops up on the apron to distract the ref and throws in some brass knuckles for Bunny, but Orange Cassidy rolls in, disarms Bunny, and puts him in his pocket. which I thought was pretty funny. And that allows Statlander to hit her Big Bang Theory package tombstone.
Yep.
Move for the win. And so I thought this was a fine match. Like, it was okay, but really lacked star power. And I think Statlander's not bad. Like, she's pretty good.
Right.
But she can't carry a match. Yeah, kind of in the Zoe Stark position.
Yep.
In that way. And Bunny isn't great. And then I'll talk about you talk about the match, and then I'll talk about the post-match, because that's just how I did it.
It also kind of fits under the category of over-delivered for me. Do I think this was like an amazing, epic match? No,
I don't know
but
if it felt over-delivered, but
I was not expecting much. I think Bunny looked much better here than she has in a couple of matches lately. All in all, this wasn't too bad. Neither of these women at this point belong near the top of the division, I don't think, but a solid match. Statlander's really strong, and if she gets,
I just don't like her gimmick.
If she gets some more experience, that strength she has is going to open up some really cool offensive possibilities for her, because I think she's considerably stronger than the average female competitor they have. So
other than Nyla Rose,
it opens up a lot of options for her. So this wasn't amazing, but I think it over delivered for me.
Right. And then the aftermath, Blade attacks Cassidy, who tries to fight back, but TH2 attack, and it's like the HFOs standing together. And I was just like, there they are, but they're involved in this.
I'm starting to go numb to all of the post-match rundowns and fights and stuff. Like, I'm just like, okay, there's another one, and I don't really think about it too much, if I'm being honest.
Do less or have more variation or something.
Yeah, they need to cut back a little bit, because it's all just kind of the same to me at this point a little bit, so I don't have much unique analysis of this particular run-in.
THG hold Cassidy for a brass knuck shot from Blade. The aftermath was fine, nothing special.
Yep.
Cassidy feels above them, though.
Agree.
Like, I obviously think, like...
And I don't think he's a main eventer, but I think he's close.
He's in the mid-card. Like, I could see him as
he's
TNT
upper
champion,
mid-card. He's like, you can move him to the main event for a
like, he's a main event challenger, maybe mid-card champion. Like, I think he's above this.
Yep, and I think people will think that that's terrible and that we don't like Orange Cassidy, but we do. I just,
like, you gotta kind of realize that just, like, the gimmick is the limitation,
I think so, but maybe that's
because I think he's
school.
Pretty good in the ring.
Maybe I'm out of touch. He is.
I kind of agree. I
think that gimmick puts a ceiling on him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you didn't say anything?
I got nothing else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I talked about it already.
Okay. QT Marshall promo. QT talks about Brock's win overshadowing his when he pinned Cody after Ogogo's brutal stomach punch.
Yep.
Cody's still alive, I guess. Like,
somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, have we seen him since? I guess we have.
The Brock match was after.
He's alive.
QT says Cody isn't doing the work like him, and he hopes Cody gets cast in a superhero movie so he doesn't have to see him again after making like a Hollywood crack. Thought this was like a pretty good promo for QT, but I don't really care.
I don't care. It was fine, and it's basically, hey man, can Cody going, can you just mention me getting a part in a Marvel movie? Can you put that out there, bud, for me? That's just me interpreting Cody.
God, if Cody's in a Marvel movie, I'm gonna
I
not
could see
watch
it.
that movie.
I could see it. But yeah, I just don't care about this, man. So I don't have much in-depth analysis because it was fine and I don't care. Yeah.
Brian Pillman Jr. promo. He says Miro's a bully and he has to fight for everything. And Pillman's had to fight for everything he's had. And Miro's just like picking fights with people you think he could just beat up for no reason.
Yes.
He says he's going to beat Miro for the TNT title. Ha 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 ha. No. I thought this was a decent little promo. He was fired up, but it was fine.
Yeah, he makes some good points, right, about Miro having a Messiah complex and intentionally picking people, like you said, that he knows he can easily beat. I would suggest that Miro would just say, I think I can beat anybody. It just doesn't matter who I pick, right? I can beat anybody. But
okay, maybe like easy
I get it from
Pillman's.
I get it from Pillman's
like
side.
Easy pickings or whatever. Maybe like
he did better.
He could beat everyone, but like maybe like say Pillman would be an easier win.
I thought this was better than I expected from Pillman, so I was happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next we get a promo from Penta and Kingston. Well, obviously with the help of Alex.
And they're best friends, of course, just randomly again.
Well, they were best friends.
All discretions have been forgotten.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kingston's pulled an inner circle.
It's just kind of like
Kingston's pulled an inner circle, but he's better than that.
I guess.
I like him better. Because I think Kingston's just so good he can go either way.
He can. I just find it's like lazy. Why aren't you explaining this? We watched you guys hate each other, and now you're like, there's no explanation.
Well, I think it was just, I don't know if they hated each other, but it's like, well, maybe Kingston because he was a heel, but like I think it was more like Kingston turned on, or like he was being Beanie Stink to Phoenix, so then Penta's just like, Don't do that.
Then explain that to me.
I guess.
Right? It's just, I don't know. It feels like they're just leaving out details because they want to get to here. But anyways, go ahead.
I'm fine with it because I like these guys. Kingston says the Bucks took people out in wrestling and not real life like he did. Kingston says they care about their egos and those titles feed their egos. And Kingston says they have to take them out to get an opportunity. And Penta says through Alex, he says they'll run over the Young Bucks next week. Sarah Miedo, thoughts?
It was fine. It was a quick promo in a string of quick promos, right? It's basically Pillman promo, Eddie promo, QT promo,
QT,
all in a row, about similar length. This was fine. It's Eddie Kingston and Penta, so Penta looks amazing, just oozing charisma. Kingston can talk. It was fine.
And I love Alex. He's
cool. Yep.
I thought this was good. Kingston's always good, and I love just Alex is great translator. He's just very into it. Like,
yep.
He's got something to him as well. And we're on to our main event, which is for the AEW World Championship. It's Jungle Boy versus the belt collector, Kenny Omega.
Man, is Jungle Boy over with this crowd. So many signs and things you see for him, right?
So many whoa.
Yeah, so he is very, very popular babyface, which is good. They have something they can work with in the future, I think.
As long as, like, his promo abilities improve, like we were saying, like, give it, like, a time, maybe a couple years, give or take.
Yeah.
He'll be ready. Like, I think even, like, in like a few months, you could, as long as he's polished with the promos and whatever,
or
like,
put somebody to talk for him. That's
give
fine.
him the TNT title. Maybe he can beat Miro. I think that could work.
Yep.
We were saying like he could do the fighting champion gimmick like Darby and Cody, and like I think that'll give him experience. And just that'll help prep him, like kind of like the Intercontinental title was in like the heyday. Like it's like the prep title for
my favorite,
the major title, right? Like yeah.
Yep.
So Omega takes Jungle Boy to the corner to start. So just like they kind of do like the breakup for the collar and elbow top, and he just like strokes his hair.
Yeah, he was kind of he's like fixing his hair, moving it out of his face and stuff.
Him.
Yeah,
it was
which
really
was
funny. There was kind of a split crowd.
There you go.
Don't know why that. Yeah. As Kenny slaps Jungle Boy, who rolls free and grabs a wrist lock, Kenny escapes and elbowed Jungle Boy in the corner, only to need to thumb Jungle Boy's eye to escape some chops. Jungle Boy recovers with a springboard arm drag attempt, but gets caught as he needs to escape roll up before finally landing a springboard arm drag. A dropkick takes Kenny to the outside with a dive being aboard as Kenny kind of ducks, which is I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Then he pulls Jungle Boy out and attacks him. Kenny throws Jungle Boy in the railings as the picture-in-picture break goes in.
And we actually watched through a couple commercials, which we never do, and they're a good thing because there was some serious action on this first commercial break.
Like I think a suplex
on the steps and then into the crowd, right? Like over into the first couple rows.
Jungle Boy slides across the ring and hits a shotgun dropkick as Omega tries to follow. Another shotgun dropkick follows, but Omega hits back with the back suplex on the ring steps, which I think was which he then dumps him in the front row.
Right.
So I did not know that the nose
had that. Was on the picture-in-picture.
Yeah, this was the picture-in-picture.
Yep.
Recovering, Jungle Boy makes it back into the ring, but Omega pounces on him with chops and a roll-up. Omega whiffs on the moonsault, but gets the knees up to block a back senton as Jungle Boy eats a backbreaker, which looked pretty nice. Chops pin Jungle Boy to the ropes before Jungle Boy tries a suplex, which is blocked, and he grabs an inside cradle, aka a small package, for a 2 count. Then he hits a satellite brainbuster, which looked pretty nice.
It did.
Couldn't make a cover, so Jungle Boy goes back to Omega with chops before a low dropkick to take out the knee, and a snapdragon with Omega elbowed away. And he goes to the outside and takes an elbow suicide, they called, and then a suicide dive as well. But Omega grabs one of the tassels on Jungle Boy's gear to buy him time. Sorry, my dock zoomed in for some reason. I was trying to scroll down. Back in the ring, Jungle Boy hits a springboard DDT through the ropes. But again, Omega goes back out, and this time a tope con giro by Jungle Boy wipes Omega. Heading up top, Jungle Boy takes too long as Omega catches him in forearms before bringing him down with a cross-legged superplex for a delayed 2 count.
Yeah, it was like a superplex with the leg trapped underneath sort of thing. Yeah.
Omega misses a V-trigger. And it says then he sees Jungle Boy escape a German suplex. I think he flipped out. The knee strike hits and then Snapdragon suplex before the V trigger went through Jungle Boy, who's pulled up for the one-winged angel. Only hit a pretty nice reverse Rana. That was a really nice sequence. Good. I like this sequence. A sliding elbow to the back. I think it was actually a clothesline. Gets Jungle Boy a 2 count. And Kenny hits a rain trigger, I guess, the ripcord V trigger.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called, which is why I thought of that. I was like, trigger maker, and I was like, no, rain trigger.
Nice.
Jungle Boy eats a powerbomb and then another knee strike, kind of like Matt Riddle-esque.
Yes.
Where he power bombs him and he rolls him through and then hits him with a knee. Kenny looks for another V trigger, only for Jungle Boy to counter with the snare trap, which I thought was a really good counter. Good Brothers come out, but Marco Stunt, he just jumps and kind of clocks Gallows, which I thought was amusing, because, I mean, if you were to look at Gallows and the Marco Stunt, like,
right.
Come on. But Jurassic Express and the Elite Hunter, Frankie Kazarian, take out the interference, and while Omega is able to get free of the snare trap. A strike exchange ensues, but another V trigger from Omega leads to a rebound lariat from Jungle Boy, but then a pretty nice brainbuster.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yep.
From there, Omega pulls up Jungle Boy, but the one-winged angel is countered with a roll-up for a 2 count, with a snare trap followed again, but Kenny pulls on Jungle Boy's hair to get out. Crowd surge behind Jungle Boy as Omega recovers in the corner. Where he lifts up top, only countered by dropping the challenger onto the turnbuckles, which is pretty cool. Remember, like, kind of from a powerbomb position.
It looked good.
Another V trigger in the corner before a Tiger Driver 98, which
really
is also like a J Driller or double underhook pile driver. That planted Jungle Boy pretty nice for a near fall. One-winged angel does hit, and we know that is the end.
That's it.
Omega is able to retain. Christian attacks Omega. I do not want that. No. Matt Hardy thankfully is out, although I don't really
another post-match run-in and brawling. I'm just like glossed over.
I don't really want Christian involved with Omega, but I don't really want Hardy and Christian involved with each other. Anyways, Buck save Hardy from a kill switch with a double super kick on Christian, and then twist of fate to Christian, and the heels stand tall.
Yeah, the post-match stuff, again, I don't really care. It's just I'm numb to all of this now, but the match I thought was pretty excellent. You've got the underdog challenger coming in prepared, right, with multiple counters to the signature moves of the champion, which I thought was awesome. The crowd added a ton to this. It made it feel like a really important match. The finish kind of came suddenly, but it didn't really bother me because this was the story of like a kid putting up a heck of a fight, but in the end, he's not quite ready, right? And he can just get caught with a couple moves and it's over. Really fun match, excellent main event. My only complaint would be the aftermath. It felt like it took some of the focus off the match and made it feel like it's a bit of a vehicle to further other angles, which I don't think the main event should be, especially when you were building it like this. I would have preferred the show end right after the match. But nonetheless, I mean, the match itself I thought was a really enjoyable main event. Jungle Boy's connection with the crowd is undeniable, right? And it's not something that's easy to have or that many wrestlers have, is this just organic connection to a crowd. So if he ever learns to cut a promo, he has main event potential, I think. He has rarely disappointed me, and I came into AEW thinking he was kind of a joke, right? And he's not. He's a legit talent in this industry. And like you were saying, I could see him as a fighting mid-card champion really easily.
Just for the time being.
Yeah, until he gets more experience.
Get him there. Get him to that point.
Right? I thought this main event was really good. What about you?
I thought this match was awesome. Omega really did his best to make Jungle Boy look awesome. And I think it's kind of like that Adam Cole quality we were talking about for NXT with Carmelo Hayes. And I think Jungle Boy is capable of hanging in the main event scene, although I don't think he's quite ready to be the actual champion yet. There are some really sick sequences, and I loved the V-trigger counter and the snare trap from Jungle Boy. Finish came kind of suddenly, but I thought this was a great main event. Another good defense for Omega. It did feel like kind of a vehicle for other stuff, but as a match, I thought it was really good.
Me too. Overall thoughts, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
Thought it was a pretty strong show. Pretty much everything in the first hour I really liked, and I was like, oh boy, I'm going to be gushing about this show. And then things slowed down a little. There's a little bit of a lull between the main event.
But that's okay, that happens.
It does. So in-ring, really strong show. The Hobbs Page opener I thought was really good. Side Al Dante was fun. Paige Bronson match and the Statlander Bunny slightly over-delivered for me, so there was nothing I disliked in-ring. Segment-wise, Young Bucks segment I really liked. Tully Conan was really good. Cage Jungle Boy segment was just okay. But again, Christian feels like almost like a soap opera actor to me. It takes me kind of out of some of his
I don't need him here.
Performances. I like Jade's segment. The only things I could have lived without probably, which is weird to say again, is the Inner Circle Pinnacle continued brawling.
Yeah.
And the kind of what I thought was pointless QT Marshall promo.
Yeah.
So other than those two things, I enjoyed the vast majority of the show. I'm giving it a B+, much like NXT, really, really close to an A-level show. Few marks lost because you pointed it out in the middle there, right? Lack of star power. Some of the matches, despite being like fun to watch, they were just kind of randomly thrown together.
And the QT Marshall promo was weird. Like, I don't even think that was bad, but like I don't care.
All right. So that lack of star power and the lengthy Inner Circle Pinnacle segment that I didn't really care for. So that's why it's a B+, but still a really good show, I thought, for the vast majority of it.
Overall, pretty good show to end the non-Wednesday era of Dynamite.
Yes, get back to normal, please.
Yeah, the opener was a little slow paced, but still a good match. Buck's promo was good and amusing. The Conan and Tully segment was mostly good, and Tully and FTR seemed really smart in the way they outsmarted Conan. Dante Martin and Seidel had a good match, although a little random and lacking of star power, but a rare win for Seidel, so that's good.
Yep.
The promo portion of the Pinnacle segment was good, but I could have done without the brawl, if I'm being honest. Jungle Boy's segment wasn't even really his segment, and Christian was fine. Miro's promos are still good, but I don't love the God stuff, unless I think you did make a good point.
Yeah, give it a chance.
But unless I need some clarification on if that's the case.
Right.
I just think it seems less serious.
Well, he literally said he's God's favorite champion or whatever, right?
I just like him when he's serious and angry.
Yeah.
Ethan Page versus Bronson over-delivered and for an enhancement match, essentially. Not quite a squash, but obviously, like, Bronson's just, like, an enhancement talent, right?
Yep.
And Baker's promo was good, whereas Vicky's was just not really. Chris Stanley versus Bunny was okay. I don't think I really needed it here. Like, it was fine, but I didn't love it that much. I thought QT's promo was fine, but again, didn't really care. I like Penta and Kingston's promo, although I think you did make a decent point of they do kind of need to explain a bit, right?
Yeah, they're not going to, but I would like them to.
Yeah. The main event certainly delivered, but felt shorter than I expected. I kind of wish it had gone a little longer, but that's really my only kind of complaint.
I felt like it could have gone another 5 or 10.
And that's not even like a really complaint. That's just like
still
kind
liked
of
it
complaining.
a lot.
Right, yeah. Overall, a good show, but some things I didn't love. So I'll probably also go with the B+, because it was a pretty good show.
Consistency.
So that's everything for today, right?
That is everything for today.
Our email is fnswrestling@gmail.com.
Yep.
And the Instagram, which will be me, the email is this bearded man over here.
That's correct.
It is FNS_wrestling_podcast. You can send a DM or comment on the post.
Yep.
Either one will probably get you a reply.
Yep. And we've been getting a couple likes and mentions on Podbean is where I post things. So thanks to those people.
Thanks to everyone for doing
that. That's appreciated. I always reply if you leave a comment.
We'll be back next Saturday with our flagship show.
Episode 50, right?
Episode 50. We're
coming
approaching
up on a year.
We are. I want to maybe do something, but we'll see what happens.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And I know Money in the Bank. It's not this week, but when that comes, we'll obviously have a bonus on that. But yeah, peace out, duders. We'll see you next time.
All right, so we'll see everybody back here on Saturday. Unless you check out, I'll be doing ROH probably
we
tomorrow.
got ROH tomorrow. So yeah, check out that.
But otherwise, whenever you want to tune back in to listen to us, we appreciate it. And until then, take care.